Okay, guys, I don't know why the connection just ended. Let's try this again. Hi, guys. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's Purple Hearts? Nick should be joining any second. Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness, there's already so many of you. Hi, guys. Okay. We did it. Wait, I can't hear you well. Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What happened?
I don't know, but we're here.
There's 24, 33K. Oh.
Watch what you say.
How you doing?
I feel like you got blonder.
I
Right?
am fully blonde right now for a movie. But
No, I know, but I feel like since last time I saw you through Zoom, it's blonder.
what it is like this constant process of them having to like re-dye it. I have
Right.
hair in my life, so I didn't know what.
I've never dyed it either.
Would it be hard to dye your hair if it's that dark, or can you do?
I would assume it'd probably be really hard to go blonde. Yeah, I think they have to like bleach it first in order for that to happen.
This is the thing. They tried to tone my hair.
Okay.
And it went ginger. So love ginger people everywhere, but
No, not you though.
for me, Sophia CARSON.
Nicholas Galitzine, what is happening in the world right now? This is crazy.
How are you feeling? How are you? There's so many people.
I know. I am. I'm sure I'm feeling the same way that you are. It's like I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude and so overjoyed. And I mean, you know, Nick, we talked about this, like how much this movie meant to me and to us. And you never know when you release something into the world, what's going to happen. And to see people loving it as deeply as we loved making it is just like the most incredible feeling in the world. And I get teary-eyed just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's so funny. It feels so long ago. I mean, it really isn't that long.
No. I mean, you and I just shot recently, like, fun fact for those of you watching, the last scenes of the movie of us on the beach, we shot that in April, like 2 days after my birthday.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was funny. I wonder if, because it wasn't just the end credit scenes that we shot, but we shot some additional footage, uh, or at least I
You
did.
did.
Of me doing some military stuff.
Military stuff.
I wonder if there are any keen eyes who can spot how completely
Your
different.
hair.
Because
I'm sure. I'm sure.
obviously we shaved my eyebrow for it, so I couldn't cut my hair again or do the eyebrow thing because I was going on to another project, and obviously
Right.
what you're allowed to do. But the way that we had to comb my eyebrow sort of aggressively to make it look like there was a slit in it,
But they did it. I just realized, because if you look at those photos and the footage, it looks like it's shaved.
they did the thing. They
did the thing. Also, I just remembered. Remember you weren't tan when we did.
Yeah.
And
So
we had to use different methods of tanning for this scene, and we ended up just being completely drenched in orange by the end of the day.
because apparently fake tan and white clothes just
Don't go well together, and going in the ocean.
go. So it was like we wanted to do this shot where we were like fully like in the water and like holding each other, but then we just don't think the clothes are gonna hold up. Well, we did get to run in at the end, but
we did. We did. It was
anyway. As I was saying, I mean, it just feels like it feels so long since we did it, but like wow, like this was a full-on filming experience. We every dollar of that budget we squeezed out and tried to put it on the screen. You know, doing long days sometimes in this crazy heat in the desert, and you know, it's like funny because we had like so much fun filming this movie. I think cast and the crew, we had such a good laugh, but we were oftentimes doing this hyper emotional.
Yeah. every day. I feel like we realized at one point, I think there was one day that we didn't, and that was the day that we were just deliriously laughing, me not being able to push the wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah,
But every other day, it was really intense and emotional. And like, what's funny to me, and when we lived it, we were like, oh, wow. But like, you know, Nick and I had never met until the night before we started shooting. And obviously, the whole heart of this movie is our love story and our chemistry. And we had only met through Zoom like this, I guess. And the next day, we got married. How scared I was.
yeah, yeah. You were like, this is triggering. I do
It
not.
just felt, and it was like the common thing is like, it just all felt so real, all constantly. It was wild. We were like, is that Judge real? Like, are we technically married now?
Yeah, she was good as well. She was like,
It was really good.
no. So we got married on
Then,
on the first day.
yeah,
We
you got shipped off to war on the second day, the deployment scene, which is really a big one.
yeah, and you confessed your undying love for me on that.
We, but yes, that night, I remember like as the sun was setting, we had like 2 takes, and it was like Sophia running in these massive heels to go tell Luke. Um,
And by the end of the week, we'd done the sort of the motel scene.
the love scene, yeah.
So it was like hit
Yeah.
up.
We had to just kind of dive right into this and like trust each other. But yeah, like what you were saying, so much of it was really, really emotional. And it's just kind of why, I mean, I guess it's quite beautiful, right? To know that everything that we put in those moments, and when you and I were so frustrated at ourselves, and like,
Yeah.
people are connecting to it.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I mean, I'd be lying if I said there wasn't like a part of me that was like totally shocked by this, because I think for me, a lot of the times I do these projects and I just assume that they're just going to go into this hole and no one in the world is going to see them at all.
Yeah.
And you try and like emotionally detach because you put so much into
Well, you're
it.
protecting yourself.
Yeah, you put so much into a character, and you know, you don't want to get
Heartbroken.
so. But it's been this. I'm not sure how it's been for you, but for me, it's been this bizarre thing because I've been on this other job and we've been filming in the countryside, but oftentimes I have zero connection. So you're like you see it somewhere in the morning on your social media, or whatever, and you go and you film the whole day, and you get back on your phone, you're like, what
Yeah.
the frick happened? But
No, it's
how you felt with all the love, because obviously you've had like, you know, incredible hits before with like Descendants and stuff like that, but
this is different. Yes, Descendants definitely was a phenomenon, and it changed my life. But I don't know, Nick, what has happened this last week, and it's pretty extraordinary. It's really, really, really extraordinary. Like everything that's happening, not only with the movie, #1 now in 80 countries, 7 days straight. The soundtrack is #1 in the world. The album is #2, second only to Beyonce, which I can't even like wrap my head around that fact. Come Back Home is one of the most viral songs in the world, as are the other songs on the soundtrack. It's just, I don't think I've slept since Friday, because I'm also on your side of the world now. So I'm working LA hours. So like I'm up every day till 6 a.m. getting all this incredible news, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's like, it's remarkable. It's truly, but like you say, you never know what's going to happen. And I too, and even though I would text you like, Nick, by the way, I'm hearing all these things from press, and you were like, yeah, but I'm going to keep it at arm's length. And I was like, I'm just telling you, I don't think they would be telling me these things. And one hopes, but you just never know.
yeah, I think you've definitely been like a like guiding factor in all this, because like I guess in some ways like you've felt, like you say, it's slightly different, but you felt this like fever before, whereas for me, overwhelming and so new. So I'm like trying to deal with it in the best way
I know.
What how have you felt that like some people have liked a particular song over another one? Do you feel like there's a song that you connect with over the other ones?
So it seems like people have connected most with Come Back Home, which is amazing. And I think secondly is I Didn't Know, but I know that your favorite is neither of those. Tell us your favorite.
My favorite is I hate the way, or hate it. I just think it's cool. It's like a rock song, really. It's just such a like. It's got like pace to it. It's aggressive. Uh, yeah, that's the one that I mean, I like all of them. Underrated, Blue Side of the Sky. It's a bop.
Funny.
It's a bop.
I know people are. It's a bop. It's a bop. My heart is a bit more towards like Come Back Home. I didn't know Hate the Way. Also, I'm the piano version of Hate the Way. But maybe you guys didn't know this, but Mr. Galitzine here, he was very generous when we were shooting, and even though he wasn't in these scenes when Cassie was performing, he would come to set and he would be my eyeline. I'm by no means a method actor, but I was really deeply connected to Cassie, and I found it much easier to like get emotional and to feel the music in the scene when I would sing to him. So he was like serenaded for half the film, just off camera.
Yeah, what was more helpful? Was it the eyeline at the Hollywood Bowl, or you in your bedroom with me
On the floor.
under like three cameramen just like lying on the floor, and you're like playing on the keyboard?
Yeah.
I'm like, in my head, I was like, this has got to be distracting. There's no way this is useful. There's no way this is useful at all.
It was. It really was. It really was. I would have told you if it wasn't. It was. I mean, it was quite funny that you're like, yeah, don't worry, I'll just lay on the floor for her. And it was nice because I didn't get to sing to just a black screen, you know, like I was actually singing to you.
Yeah, that's like the hard thing about a lot of acting is you're oftentimes in these situations where you're asked to emote something, but not given any of the like human tools that we usually use to emotional beings. But Carson, how are we doing this? Do we look at what these people are?
So I, being the nerd that I am,
Okay.
I wrote down 10 questions. I'm at a hotel, so I had to resort to hotel paper and pen. So I think it might be easier because it's going to be hard to read the ones that are coming in here. So, Galitzine, Carson, Galitzine, what is one thing that you each learned from your character?
Oof. What do you mean, like learned about?
I think that's something that you took away from Luke.
Oh, okay. Do you want to take this first?
Yeah. And I think you knew about this, but before I went into this movie, I was so scared. Like I was so terrified of not being able to do it. I was putting an immense amount of pressure on myself to tell Cassie's story as honestly and vulnerably as it needed to be told. Writing the soundtrack, producing it, I was terrified. And then in becoming Cassie, and she's just such a badass and so fearless and so brave, she reminded me of the little girl inside of me who was fearless too. And I'll always thank her for that.
That's a good one. It's really good. Yeah, it's hard. It's because I think inevitably with a lot of characters you put like some things in of yourself.
Correct.
I think one thing I maybe not necessarily learned, but I'm not actually getting emotional here. I'm choking on my.
Don't lie. He's getting emotional.
It's just so
it's
hard.
too much. It's so much.
No. One thing I really feel like I appreciate about Luke is the arc that he kind of went on throughout the movie, and I think like we meet him in a place where he's very afraid, and you know, a lot of his beliefs have kind of been influenced by his upbringing and the situations that he's in, and he meets a very fierce adversary in Cassie, who's very much, I think, a force of education, and I think it like affects him as a Marine, like how he goes over there, how he deploys, you know, how he is when he comes back, the growth they kind of have just having to be in the sort of close proximity of each other. And I think, you know, constantly reanalyzing our beliefs and making sure that they are the right ones I think is something that we can all adopt to kind of reach it. I don't know, a sense of growth.
Good one.
Thank you. I wish you could like send me these questions so that I could interview you as well.
Oh, okay. This isn't gonna work because if I text you, I'm gonna exit the chat. Okay, I'll just whisper it to you and then you ask it to me. Okay. What surprised you the most about working with each other?
So this is the question I have for you.
Yeah.
What do you feel? What do you feel surprised you most about working with me?
Wow, honestly, what an unexpected question. Let me think about that. What surprised me the most? To me, what was constantly so surprising, and I guess is what the world has seen in our relationship with Cassie and Luke, is just how real it always felt, which is cool to be able to be so connected to a story and to people that in certain moments it felt like you weren't acting. I think that's what surprised me at times. What about you?
Being very present. Yeah, I'd say, you know, like it's interesting. I obviously knew you had done like a lot of music. I knew you'd done obviously your kind of descendants in Disney and stuff like that. And I think that's, you know, very associated with a broader style of acting that I think is just very, very, very different. And I think I was just really shocked by how nuanced you were as an actor, and you really you took it to a place of like real humanity and like and the presence and honesty that I think was yeah, it's funny because you don't know like what your scene partner is going to be like a lot of the time. Yeah.
I mean, I would say the same. I feel like I don't know. I learned a lot from you as we were doing this as well.
Appreciate that.
Oh, you already answered this. What's your favorite song that I sing? Oh, this is a good one. What was your favorite Cassie outfit? I think I know the answer.
God, so many bangers. I mean the concert, the leaving the concert outfit is always
In the leather pants.
yeah. I mean it's just it's a strong look.
Strong look, yes, definitely a strong look.
There's so many good ones. Did you have a favorite military one of mine? Because
I do actually.
okay.
Well, first of all, I always preferred Luke in his military outfits. I thought that was I love those. I don't know. There was something about the dress blues, like when we got married. That was a good one.
Those are it's funny because I think like costume is such a big thing for me as an actor.
Yeah.
Like the uniform, I mean your posture suddenly goes whoomp, like you
I
feel
remember.
like I don't know, it's an amazing feeling to wear.
Yeah. I mean, even when we wrapped the movie, I was like, oh God, such a different person than the person that I was with for the last couple of months. Like everything about Luke is so different. Okay, let's maybe ask one last one. And this is for both of us. And it's, what is your funniest moment on set?
God, we had honestly like we had such a laugh on this film. I mean, I think our funniest moment is the same thing.
Yeah.
That was so for me. I had a very difficult emotional time like being in that whole hospital because it was like people don't know this but because the scenes often they get condensed, you know, in order to make your runtime or whatever, but we filmed this scenes in the hospital
For a week straight almost. Yeah.
and there was a time where there was a scene where I literally stayed in the hospital bed for about 5 or 6 hours and then be able to get out of it because of all the prosthetics and everything, and lots of crying and everything was super emotional. And then I can't remember if it was the same day or the next day, but almost because it was like just so emotional. There was this really, really simple scene. It's really simple.
Like our simplest scene of the whole movie. I think we each had 2 lines.
Can't get more simple, really. Is like
No.
performance of Sophia wheeling down the hallway in this wheelchair. We had about like a 50 feet run up or something.
It was a long run up.
When I tell you this woman could not keep this wheelchair in a straight line, she drilled me
into the wall.
My supposedly scarred and mottled legs, doors, walls, and then of course she had her high heels on. But
I was gonna say, clarify that I was in stilettos in the scene.
and pencil skirt, which I'm sure, yeah, it's like penguin walking. I'm sure it's difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm sure you can tell them the sort of next level of that though, which was even more difficult. It also involved the wheelchair.
I'm honestly so shocked when I watched the edit of that scene come together. I was like, oh, because I don't think I delivered a single line without bursting into laughter.
Yeah, we would like up at our marks and just be like Liz was like, no, we need to shoot a movie, and we were.
But that was, from what I recall, really our only day and only scene that we could be like that, because everything else was so. Oh, and the other thing, but it wasn't really a scene, but it's just pretty rebellious of me, because I'm not much of a rebel. But remember when we were at Long Beach in Cassie's apartment? It was this really cool apartment in this corner in Long Beach that overlooked the ocean, and there was a room that was like our holding area in between takes, in between setups, and the sunsets were so gorgeous there, and I was like, Nick, I really want to go see the sunset. So we climbed out this little window, and we didn't think we were doing anything wrong. We were like on a roof, like just watching the sunset, taking some photos, and then all of a sudden I hear like a walkie-talkie and like yelling and shouting, and we're getting like, everyone from set was like, get off the roof, like get her off the roof.
Like 100 feet away across the road was like, no, get off. Yeah, I guess we could have done some serious damage to the movie. Couldn't afford that if we got injured,
but overall, I mean, as you guys can tell, we had the most incredible time, and I'm getting texts from our our producer Elise right now. She's like, tell everyone to watch the movie. So Nick, in 3, 2, 1, let's say it together. Let's say, watch Purple Hearts this weekend. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Watch Purple Hearts this weekend.
Wow. So.
And I forgot to say, and Nick, I should probably send this to you, but we just dropped a music video for Come Back Home today. The full performance at Oceanside, where you can see me doing the whole thing, and we edited in like moments from the movie, which is really special.
Like, I didn't get the invite to film that, so I mean.
Oh no, we didn't film it. We just used footage from the movie.
Okay.
But it's out now. You guys can watch it on Facebook also. But we love you guys.
Thank you everyone for the immense support. We're still just like blown away and like trying to but continue to blow it up, and we'll see what happens next.
We love you guys. Thank you so much. Mwah. Bye, Nick.
Bye.